Hello, livestock friends, and welcome to this edition of Before the Bid. This is a podcast dedicated to the livestock sales industry where we go behind the scenes of the operation and speak straight to the sellers. We discuss topics about the important aspects of their operation, location, the people behind the prep work, and talk about some of the animals that will be offered to you, the prospective buyers. Hopefully, you've got your sale catalog close by. You might have to go look through that pile on your desk. But if not, then you're probably like me and driving down the road or busy with chores around the farm. And that's okay too. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, I hope you enjoy this segment of Before the Bid. I'm your host, Andy Howell. Welcome, livestock friends, to this edition of Before the Bid. And on this one, we are going to go to Linville, Tennessee, and we're going to talk about some Angus cattle. We're going to talk about a program that has started up and just really gone gung-ho and done a lot of very good things here that they are building on a lot of cow families, building on a lot of herd bulls and things. And so they have started having a sale and offering those to you. And I am on the phone with a guy that I met a few years ago. And I met him kind of when he was getting ready to get into this program, and he says, "Hey, I'm Jason Upchurch, and I'm going to start in with Ingram Angus, and we're going to try to start doing some things." And so been talking to him some at different times, at different sales that we see him at, and tried to get a podcast put together with him last fall, but couldn't get things put together. So, Jason, I want to welcome you to the podcast here, and we're going to talk about the Ingram Angus sale, and that production sale is going to be coming up here very quickly on November 12th there, again in Linville, Tennessee. And Jason, appreciate you coming on with me here on the podcast.
Yeah, hey, thanks for having me on, and look forward to bringing to light some of the things we're doing here at Ingram Angus. Just hopefully everybody enjoys the time to talk about our upcoming sale and just maybe some history of how we got started in the business.
Sure. Why don't you start right in with that history? Again, we met, was that out at Pasture View out in Illinois, and that's been quite a few years ago, 6-7 years ago, something like that. And you walked up and introduced yourself to Dad and I, and we sat there and ate lunch, and you said, "Hey, I'm getting in with Orrin Ingram, and we're going to try to get some things going here." So how did that start, and how did everything take off?
So I met Orrin probably I think it was in the fall of 2015, and he's got a cattle operation actually down in Kenansville, Florida. Runs commercial cattle there, and he come to me looking for a source for Angus bulls, and that's kind of how I got to know him and kind of really hit it off and realized that we had a common denominator was we've seen cattle alike, and we really like cattle with really high phenotype and functional cattle. And those are the kind of bulls that we're looking for him to go down to work for him at his place there at Escape Ranch in Kenansville, Florida. So that's kind of how we got to know each other. And he came to me one day and said, "Hey, I'd like to have some cattle to raise my own bulls." And he said, "Hey, I'm pretty busy with my business, and would you be interested in kind of having some cattle on partnership?" And just kind of happened, one of those things that not really expecting and things, but it kind of all come together. And now that I know Orrin, I realize that a small idea never stays a small idea very long.
Right.
And
right.
So those ideas turned to reality pretty quick, and we did buy some cattle there in the fall of 2015, some really high quality females. And there shortly after, he calls me and says, "Hey, I bought some property, and we got room to buy some more cows." And I'm like, "Well, that's really good." And I got thinking about it. Hey, we're gonna need some help. With as many cattle as he's thinking about acquiring. So I wasn't really in a position to move to Tennessee. I actually still reside here in Alabama and run my own cattle operation, Angus cattle. So told him, I said, "Let me make a phone call. I think I know a guy that would be really good fit for us to kind of carry on." And I made one phone call, and I called David Cagle. So make a long story short, we're all partners in this deal together. So David's there. He and his family are there in the Pulaski, Linville area. And we've grown quite a bit since fall 2015 and moving into 2016 by the time all this come about. So that's a little bit of a background of how we got started and how we all come to know each other through the cattle business. So.
Right. And you say David, he's there more the day-to-day with the cattle and taking care of them.
Yeah. We've got a great crew there that's there with David on a daily basis and everything. But we're all in this together as partners, and we all help each other make the right decisions and run things by each other to make sure we're keeping each other in check, so to speak.
Right. And it seems like, and it sounds like, and I know you get to go on the road quite a bit and go around all the sales and select these cattle that you guys are going to bring back.
Yeah, that's one of my roles, I guess, is to go to a lot of the sales. Anymore, there's so much travel involved and things pile up on the same dates. David goes to quite a few as well, but one of the main things I do is get out and go to these sales and look for these high-quality females that they were able to bring in, so. It's one of the really good things of the business is to get to see the people.
Right.
It's a great breed to be in. There's so many good people and lifelong friends that you get to see it traveling to these things, and quite an enjoyment for me to be able to do that.
Yeah, there's a lot of those that sometimes you go to, you're not going to buy anything, but you just want to go see everybody and talk and eat well and maybe drink well as well.
That's right.
Right. So, Jason, before we get too much farther, why don't you introduce your family?
My wife is definitely my better half. Brianna Upchurch is her name. We're actually high school sweethearts. Go back a long time, and she grew up in the same town as I'm from, and we married in 2006. And now have two sons. I have a 9-year-old, Camden, which he's looking forward to being old enough to go to some of these Angus shows now, and already been showing some. And my younger son is 5, Bryson, and they're both farm boys at heart and just share the same passion as I do with these Angus cattle, and really just enjoying that part of having them around and teaching them some of the things that farm life's all about.
Right. Now, do they get to go to the farm with you much when you go up?
They do quite a bit. Now that school's in, they kind of frown on that a little bit that they don't get to go. If it was up to them, they'd do the cow deal every day, and they're back in school now and having to do that route. So.
Right. I get upset when I got to go to school too instead of staying home working cows.
That's right. They'd definitely rather be hands-on.
Right. I totally understand that. So, anything else we really need to say about Orrin and how he got started and things like that?
I probably covered it pretty briefly, but one thing about Orrin is he's a fast-paced guy. He enjoys high-quality animals. He's into everything as far as retrievers to foxhounds to thoroughbred horses. He's kind of got his hands in a lot of different avenues there. But when we first met, I really didn't expect him to have as much knowledge of genetics as he was. I had no idea. I know him breeder for a lot of different things, but that made the path a whole lot easier for me as to at the startup. He understands genetic variations and that part of it. So it really just took off fast pace once we got going, and he's the type of person that's got the drive to have the best that we can possibly have and have those in quantity for people to come use us for a source for breeding stock, no matter if you're looking for females or bulls.
Right.
And that's been a really good thing for David and I to have to push this thing forward.
You guys talk about the genetics that you guys know and know a lot about. You started out and you were in the bull business and in some other herds and bringing those up, so you had it together as well. And so it sounded like it just was a good mesh and a good move. Yeah,
I just think it clicked, and some things I think happen for a reason. I think that's just one of those things. It was just kind of meant to be, and with David and Ord and I all together, it's I feel like we're a good match for each other, and we bounce ideas off of each other all the time, and it's really a good team in my opinion.
Yeah, and when we get into this sale book, you guys should be able to tell that these guys can get it together and know what they're looking for, and they've brought in some of the best in the business here and some of the best cow families. Just when I was looking through the catalog, you find cow families like the Madam Prides and the Black Cap Mays and the Implanettes and Dixie Ericas, the Ritas, the Black Caps, the Lady Standards. Let's not leave out the Elbas and the Donnas. So you guys just brought them in.
When we started this thing, we did start with a long-term plan.
Mm-hmm.
And I aimed this thing for it to be in business for a long time, and explained to Orrin that I felt like these cow families are the way to go. They've stood the test of time, many of these, and to me, they're genetic tools that kind of get you there, and you can do that with a whole lot less problems or surprises, so to speak.
Right.
You know, if you kind of know the history behind some of these cow families that we brought in, I think you realize that we kind of have a plan to have high maternal cows with high phenotype.
Right.
And that's what we built the whole thing around. Some of them are more maternally bred, and some of them are bred more for grow and numbers. But what you'll find, and I hope you find as you go through the sale videos and our website or wherever you're looking, is that you see a common denominator of really elite, high quality phenotype, and not such a phenotype that's competitive in the show ring, so to speak, but just a functional real world phenotype that makes cattle functional and profitable.
Right.
And that's kind of how we based our breeding philosophy around, is no matter the hype around us or anything, if the cattle truly don't work in our environment or our realm of breeding philosophy, then we kind of just choose not to go that route. So
Right. There was something, is it on your website, about chasing fads and things, that fads will come and go, but quality will stick around and has to stay.
Yeah, I've followed this Angus thing and been in it for a long time. And I kid with my kids, I said, don't be like your dad. When I was in the 4th, 5th grade, I was toting Angus Journal to school and getting in trouble for doing that instead of doing my schoolwork. So,
yeah.
But you think back to the early 90s and things. We've seen a lot of trends come and go, and seen a lot of people come and go. And I'd just rather make the commitment to do this thing long term and do something we believe in. I truly think that we've gone that route and kind of stuck to our guns on doing that.
Right, and I believe so. And let's not hold them out anymore. Let's kind of get into this sale and talk about these cattle. I actually have a book in hand that you guys sent.
Okay, good.
They can also find the catalog where, Jason?
So you can find it on our website. We have ingramangus.com is our website, and you can find it there on our sales page. You can go there and find it, and it's also on the sale books page at angus.org. We've got our videos are done there at this time. Maybe by the time this thing airs, they'll be out. I'm sure they will. And you guys can find the videos there in the same places that you'll find the catalog. So
right, or watch them on the podcast video as well if you're not doing that.
Absolutely.
So yeah, and we'll flash them up there as Jason talks about them, and you can see those videos of what these are. Again, Ingram production sale, November 12th, and that's at Linville, Tennessee. Linville, not very far from Nashville, right?
No, it's just a short hour south. If you come down I-65, be looking for exit 22, and then we're just a few minutes off of I-65, so it's a relatively easy place to get to and very convenient.
Right. Friday afternoon sale, and then just go to Nashville on Friday night and hang out there, and go to the Deer Valley sale on Saturday.
Yeah, and don't leave our friends out over at ZWT on Thursday. They're having their sale.
Right.
And should mention, after ZWT sale, everybody come on over to our pre-sale dinner on Thursday evening at 6 p.m. and join us there at the sale facility for a meal provided by the Hickory House there in Pulaski, which if you've ever been to the Hickory House, you know they never disappoint.
I've never been to the Hickory House, but I know hickory eating, and I'm a fan. We may have to see if we can come down on that one. So
yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, that's great. And if you can't make it to the sale, you guys, there's a lot of consultants in this thing, a lot of the livestock publication representatives that you guys can get a hold of. Also, you're going to allow the bidding on live auctions. Margot's going to be there with you guys as well to bring that to them.
Yes, for sure. Anything we can do to assist anybody that can't be there on sale day, then feel free to reach out to any of us. And we've worked with all these consultants, and Jeremy and Kurt with the hall, and Jeremy will be there on the block and things. So reach out to any of us. I think there's a lot of professional opinions there listed throughout that get a good bird's eye view and get a good feel for what the animals are. So.
Right. Yeah, and one other place that they can see some things and get a hold of some things, you guys have a Facebook page that you're really active on. I've been seeing quite a few things here the last couple of weeks.
Yes, there and Instagram. You can follow us on either of those and kind of have any sale updates there throughout the sale process. So feel free to check out that as well.
Right. So a lot of different ways that you can get a hold of some information here, but we're going to go through the book. So if you've got your book, why, open it up. And man, what a way to start here with the Madam Prides. Jason, just tell us about these.
Yeah, so Lot 1 and 1A both are out of SAV Madam Pride 0244. She was a private treaty purchase from Kelly Schaff there at Schaff Angus Valley. And 0244 was a member of 3 Flush Sisters, and 0244 is actually the one that Kelly would have kept an interest in with us in partnership. Another member of that Flush of Sisters would be the dam of SAV Renovation. So really proven pedigree, proven dam, one of our very best of the Madam Pride cow family. But we feel like this new generation of Madam Prides is really elite. Lot 1 would be sired by the SAV bloodline. She'd be one of the first bloodlines that I know of that's been offered at auction. Mm-hmm. So be on the cutting edge here genetically. But what I love about this heifer is just every time you lay your eyes on her, she's just getting better and better. Massively made, long spined, really soft made, big sweeping rib cage. But then when you get up front, she's so smooth, flat shouldered, and just really, really cool necked. Just going to make a beautiful cow. And we were putting this thing together, and we were going back and forth whether we should offer this one or not. Ord was kind of questioning me on this a little bit, but whether we should sell this one's really, really one that if we're able to acquire half of her after this sale's over with, we're thinking can really make moves with her. 1721's just been one that has caught my eye since she hit the ground, but this one's an elite level female for me. Mm-hmm. So definitely check this one out. If you're interested in producing highly maternal cattle with some growth and some look and some longevity to them, this one's as high as they can get on my list.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And the 1A, is awesome as well. You don't see many President females as smooth shouldered and just maternal fronted as you can make one. I mean, this one's powerfully built, big top, big ribbed, just going to have an awesome udder. She's a bred heifer that's going to calve in January, and you can already see that teat placement's just going to be just ideal. Mm-hmm. This one is outstanding in my opinion as well. Mm-hmm. Wherever she goes, she needs to enter an embryo program, and is another one that could put you on the next level in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But just 2 awesome maternal sisters by the 0244 female. Density 0075 on the bottom side, one by bloodline and one by president. Mm-hmm. Right. So you tie up a whole lot of really good cow families in each of these pedigrees, combining Black Cap May, Emblenet, and 0075, and never hurts to have a dose of density in there, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah, they got the look and the pedigree.
And make note about the exciting mating that'll be out of 1A by the Cell Topper Scale House out of last year's Schaff sale that I believe was acquired by Voss Angus up in Iowa. So that'll be an exciting calf, bull or heifer. It'll be a herd changer.
Right. Absolutely. You do not want to miss that. And you want to talk about one coming from families. Check out this lot 2 here.
Well, this is another one that I may get in trouble for, but we made the commitment to offer our very best that we could offer, and we try to do that every sale to offer some really, really elite ones. And 6618, which is lot 2, is a half interest only kind of female, but she's made strides in our herd. I mean, she flushes really well. You study her phenotypically, she's just so wide based. Wide pen, big topped, sweet fronted, maternal fronted. When she's wet, she's just absolutely awesome uddered. Feet and leg structure, just incredible. I can't say enough good things about 6618, but we've done really well with this female, and I see a bright future ahead of her. But, you study her pedigree. You got the Emblenet 5483. On top of, she's a direct daughter of 0075, which, we could talk all night about what 0075's done, but right. I just love 6618 and how she stamps her progeny. Just one of the really elite cows of the whole herd, honestly.
Right.
You go through the donors and, everybody's got their favorites, and this cow definitely rises to the top really fast for me.
Right.
By sure production. And she come to us as a heifer selection out of the 2017 Schaff sale. Mm-hmm. So she didn't come to us as one of the famous cows that had produced whatever sire or whatever,
Right.
out of Kelly's herd. She kind of had to earn her own stripes
Mm-hmm.
amongst all the competition. And even with all that being said, this cow just still hits me hard, and really excited to offer this cow and hopefully have a partner that sees as much value as we do, because we feel like this cow's got a lot of life left to her. I think she's a breed changing kind of cow.
Right. I absolutely agree. Yeah, and if nothing else, her brother's kind of shaking things up in the breed here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and you'll see in this offering what America has done, for us.
Yeah.
Just a cow family that just doesn't miss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna get into some of those Americas here later. Later on down the way here. Yeah, so what a very nice offering there, just a 1 and 2 to get it started off. So
yeah. And you'll see in the lot 3 and 4 direct daughters of 6618, just young 2-year-olds, awesome first calves both by +1. But you can just see the production that 6618's put through these daughters and then onto these progeny. So there's no doubt in my mind that there's so many matings that'll work on 6618, and even these 316 daughters, more Cavanese bred, but just look at the power that they've transmitted to their progeny.
Mm-hmm. I always like to look at these heifer calves as well, and the 3A and the 4A, man, they're powerful, very, very nice heifer calves.
Yeah, they are. Really bold rib, sweet fronted, big hip kind of deals. And I'll make mention, all our spring born heifer calves are halter broke.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing we try to make every effort to produce cattle that work in every way, and even down to the disposition. They'll be quiet to work with, and trying to make every effort to make it as good as we can for whoever buys their cattle from us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How nice is it to have those halter broke ones that, if you may not have the greatest facilities where those cattle are stored at, why, you can get them in a little bit of a pen and throw a halter on them and treat them and be done with it.
Yeah, I'm not as young as I used to be, so I'd rather have a quiet one than have to worry about one. So that's what these will be, real quiet heifer calves. And even if you found one that you'd want to show, she'd be pretty much ready to go. So.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of good cow families, we go back here, we go into the black cap maize.
Yeah, this lot 7, this is the only flush we're going to offer in this sale, but she's kind of special to us. She's out of our jointly owned 8961, which we own with Voss Angus in Iowa. But this heifer is by renovation, so she'd be a full sister to Jesse James, and then our outlaw bull that would have highlighted our spring sale this year. And just a tremendous young female that we see rising to the top pretty fast in the herd. And 8961, I mean, anybody that tours our place, you start seeing 8961 tags quite often. She's just a really prominent cow for us that's produced tremendous cell toppers. But this female is one we kind of laid our hands on and said, hey, this could be 8961 replacement.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a unique deal, everything that's going around with this renovation 8961 deal. In our fall sale last year, a full sister would have topped the sale. Voss Angus would have purchased 0607, and then Jesse James doing what he did in February, selling to our neighbors over in Georgia with the Cowboy Logic group. And then Outlaw would have been our top selling bull of our spring sale. So 8961 is kind of making her stride. Sure, and not only in our herd, but in other herds. And I think this 9220 female is one that, could be mated a lot of different ways, but she's much like her mother. I think she'll transmit just tremendous power, tremendous look, and tremendous maternal capacity.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And just keep carrying on with that cow family and doing great things.
It's kind of one of those lots we'll see who's paying attention, because I think this one could be really, really special for somebody.
Yeah. So we've got a couple of them there in the 7A, 7B, 7C.
Yeah. Out
of that same cow. So all those are going to go within that lot.
A lot of opportunities if you haven't tapped into 8961. There's a lot of opportunities here, in my opinion, that can take programs to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
That 7B heifer, that America, is just tremendously big-bodied, made much like her mother, just big, bold, growthy kind of female that's going to be one that'll raise tremendous herd bulls. And the emblem female, is, I think, in time will make one of those cows that you're kind of looking across the field. The guy with you is going to say, "Who is that?" Kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Just going to be one of those kind of front pasture kind of cows. And 7C is, by bloodline, so kind of some of the freshest genetics out there right now. These bloodlines are starting to make some waves. I think a bloodline out of 8961 could be a next level kind of female for a lot of programs. And don't overlook 8A and 8B are kind of out of some 8961 females that were kind of holding back in the herd and utilizing those cows. But 8A is by Renew, and Renew's just done an excellent job for us. And I'm hearing a lot of good reports from other parts of the country where their bulls are kind of showing up and being some of the top bulls in people's programs. I'd really encourage you to take a look at this lot 8A heifer too. She's just tremendously powerfully built, big bone, going to be a tank of a female. And then the 8B is these extensions. I can't say enough good things about them. They're so maternal and really good uddered. She's kind of got a lot of good things built in her pedigree. She'd be double bred black cap made out of a really good Charlo cow that we've chosen to hold back there. So 2 more really top prospects that descend from 8961 and those 8A and 8B females.
Right. We've got some other black cap maize back here, lot 10.
Yeah, 10's one that she's from one of my favorite cows of the whole program, 1442. Be a flush sister to Resource, full sister to Renown. Just one of those cows you can sprinkle FSH on her, and she makes tons of embryos. She's one of the most fertile cows we own. This America heifer of hers, I think will be made a lot like 1442. Really long spined, balance made, big ribbed kind of female that's going to make a tremendous bred. She's a fall yearling, so she'll be ready to go right into breeding this fall and get to working on her. But I think this will be a tremendous donor for whoever ends up with her. But 1442 is just one of those cows that doesn't miss. And America combines 4136 and 0075, and who's going to argue with that that's not just going to make a tremendous cow.
Right. And she has absolutely got the look to do it as well.
Yeah, tremendous female there.
We get back in 11A, lot 12, also black cap maize.
Yeah, everybody's going to think, God, he's got all these lots are his favorites, but
they should be, right?
This set of bred heifers is the best we've ever offered. From top to bottom. And 6645 would be the dam of 11 and 11A. She would have been one of the sale top females of the 2017 Schaff sale. One we went after really hard, and she's been one of those cows that we never disappointed that we got her. The 11 is a direct daughter of Renovation, and it's complete a bred heifer as you can make. Really balanced hipped, long spine, just sweet fronted. I mean, this one in production, I guarantee you will be outstanding. She's definitely going to be one I think somebody could flush and make a next level kind of donor from her. Bred a calf in January to Atlantis, so that'll be exciting mating. Atlantis calves have been good for us, and she's a direct daughter Renovation, granddaughter of 4136. So the recipe's there for this one to go somewhere and do a tremendous job wherever she goes. The 11A is Territory out of the same cow, 6645. This one really shows the consistency of this cow. I mean, she's the same way, just long neck, real maternal fronted, real flat hipped. I love how this heifer's tail head just stays down low and just really balance made throughout. Both of these females, I think, will just be tremendous. And especially on this 11A, makes a really unique deal because Emblenet 3293 would be the dam of Territory. Combining all that in on top of 6645 is just going to be kind of a home run kind of deal. She'd be bred to the really popular bull, Coleman Triumph, and I think that'll be just an outstanding mating on that heifer. But there's a lot to be done with these two. I'm very sincere that I feel like these two can go on and be tremendous females for whoever chooses to latch on to them.
Right, and we've got another Territory here in the 12.
Yeah, we've dug in on this Territory deal because they're really legit. This one comes from another donor that we're really high on. 8568 would be a maternal sister to the quarterback bull. She's sired by Charlo. Actually, at the sale we bought 8568, we Ord and I were out in the pen. We just kept walking this heifer. I mean, she's just one of those, just catch your eye every time. She's one that hasn't disappointed either. This territory heifer is one that you can't put any more body into one as she's physically got. She's just a big tank, moderate frame, big top. Not the most pretty fronted heifer that we got. I'll be the first to admit, but when you see her in person, you'll realize how three-dimensional she is. Mm-hmm. She's just got as much rib as you can physically put in one, and still sound as can be. She gets out and walks really well and carries herself well, and this one will be a tremendous cow when she gets of age.
Absolutely agree.
Yeah, 12 be one of my favorites too.
Well, now wait a minute. I got a star here on the next page on this on this lot 13 here.
Yeah, we kind of loaded this thing up. 13 would be kind of a cow we've used as a donor. She's a direct daughter of 5530. She would have been a selection of the 2018 sale, and flushes really well, and look who she's bred to. I mean, this could be lights out on this deal, this renovation mating on 7216. But one that's just a true growth cow that puts a lot of phenotype into her progeny. She's produced well, and one that we'll definitely continue on with, but felt like we needed to offer as best as we could possibly put in. And it's hard to find these $55-$30 anymore, and I feel like this is one of the best daughters of that cow out there.
Mm-hmm. Going to offer her up as well. And another favorite one here, we go to a different cow family here. We got the Emblenettes on the lot 14.
Yeah, this would be the first offering of 8821, which she's a direct daughter of 2369, which would have produced Bloodline and Emblem and many other sires. Ajax would be a flush sister to 8821, but another young donor just doing a tremendous job. The 14 would be another territory daughter, just tons of rib, tons of look, and just a real maternal look in this heifer. And it shows that I kind of like this one quite a bit. We put the half interest deal on her. If somebody wanted to double up, they could, but we see a lot of future in this 14 heifer. Mm-hmm. Quite a bit of cow power there, and from a cow that we think a lot of. So we would move forward with this heifer too if we were able to keep half of her. But 14 would be a really 5-star kind of female in my opinion. Mm-hmm. 14A as well, by our Renew Bull, we flushed that cow that way, and boy, does he add some growth to him. I mean, this female's just flat good, just square hipped and big bodied and cool fronted, and just got a lot of good things to say about these Renew cattle. And then being a granddaughter at 2369 would never hurt anybody as far as marketability. I think what we're seeing out of Bloodline and what's coming out of 2369, there's definitely a lot of cow power to go with this female.
Mm-hmm. Right. And these Emblenettes keep right on going for the next couple pages through this catalog.
Yeah, 15 and 16 to be a pair of flush sisters that to us are the kind of females we like and want to produce. They're both by Rainmaster, be a bull that we would have bought in conjunction with ABS. He'd be a member of the Charlot 41-6 flush, sold that year. And just look at the females that this bull's leaving us. I mean, they're balance made, they're consistent, they're long bodied, they're big bodied, and just so cool fronted, and they just do tremendous jobs with their calves. And I just see these cows being really good cows and potentially donor cows for many programs, but these don't miss these cows because they are flat good.
Mm-hmm. And they keep right on rolling back here. And then we go into the Elbas in the next couple lots here, starting about the 20s, 21.
Yeah, 0522 is kind of a cow that people know us by. She's a cow that when we were looking to start Ingram Angus, and she had been, I think, on the second round of private treaty donors that we would have bought out of shops. And 0522 is one of those cows that kind of have a funny story behind. And David and Ord and I were riding with Kelly through the field, and it'd been a long day of looking, and everybody's kind of getting tired. And of course, I'm still gung-ho, ready to keep looking, however long Kelly wanted to show us around. And I'm going to say 0522 is a good 500 to 700 yards away. And I said, Kelly, what's that cow over there? And he says, that's just a group of receps, Jason. I said, there's probably nothing over there you'd want to see. And I said, Kelly, I do. I think I see a cow over there I want to go look at. And ends up being 0522. And before I got out of the truck, Orrin made the comment. He said, "This is going to cost me a lot of money." So I get out of the truck. I don't say anything. I make a complete circle around this cow, and 0522's just standing there. I mean, just mirror image of the cow that I've always dreamed of owning, just really balance made, jack neck, perfect uddered, perfect footed, just a cow that I truly love, This cow just don't miss. So I couldn't go without telling that story about finding 0522, but Lot 21 would be an emblem daughter of 0522, and I see her just being a mirror image of her mother. Just real complete, balance made, just cool fronted female that I think will be a kind of a herd bull producer. And she as well is bred to renovation, which could be a lights out kind of mating, but 0522 is just a cow that doesn't miss. And one of the exciting lots of the whole offerings is 21A. It'd be a bloodline ET calf from 0522, but that one, combining all the cows in that pedigree, just think of what that calf's going to be.
Right.
But it's a late August born calf, and it's a chunk. We wouldn't have got the video that calf, but you'll see it at the sale. It'll stand out to you. Yeah, you can never go wrong with an elbow.
Right. Yeah. We love good stories on Before the Bid. We love it when we just kind of found her under the brush or something like that. So
I don't know what it was, but Kelly didn't want to show me that cow. But I tell everybody I spotted that one a mile away.
Got a good eye. Good eye from Jason Upchurch.
Oh, anybody could find that one.
Then we found another set. We got the Donnas here for the next couple lots.
Yeah. 23 is a really unique pedigree here. Direct daughter of 6143 by Renown. You see that America Heifer Calf. She's raised just a tremendous female here. That the cow needs FSH. Cow's safe back to bloodline and things, but just a really efficient, sized, real maternal fronted, big bodied, really good uddered cow there in 23. Just look at that well of an America Heifer Calf at her side. So, yeah, this sale's just loaded with good, young, productive cows that haven't missed in production for us.
Yeah, and they just go on and on and on through this catalog.
I'm telling you, this is, I think this may be our sale that we kind of maybe overdone it a little bit. There's a lot of really good cows in here.
Right. Yeah. When you get done, you're like, "Whoa, what are we going to do after this?" So I'm sure you've got an idea. But man, this is
well. We want to put our best foot forward, and we're fortunate enough to do a lot of embryo transfer and kind of produce several progeny from these donor cows. And it's not just something that we're making one or two out of. We want to mass produce these things, but them be consistent and really high quality.
Right. That'll lead us into another cow family, the Dixie Ericas, here in the 27s.
Yeah, this young female here too, just raised her first calf as territory heifer calf, just tremendous. This quarterback cow's, just really balance made, a little more power, a little more size in this cow. Goes back to an old pedigree, this EXT 6807 cross that just never misses. This Dixie Erica cow family has just been so consistent. Followed it for a long time. This is a good young cow, and this heifer calf is just tremendous. I can't say enough about the job that Territory's done for us, and he's one that just stamps them every time.
Speaking of longevity and cow families that keep sticking around here, we got the Lot 28, the Everell the Intense. They just keep sticking around and being very, very good cattle.
Yeah, here's one that I'd like to spend a little time on. She's just overdone herself, honestly. This one is tremendous. This cow goes back to the old 1905 cow, way back down in her pedigree. If you followed Angus genetics, and you've seen the job that this 1905 cow family has done. And this 7621 female has just been tremendous for us. A lot of people that's come through, this has kind of been the pick of the whole deal for them. Is in this 28 cow. Just tremendously maternal made, long spined, beautiful fronted, perfect uddered, good footed cow that just hadn't missed. You see the heifer calf at side by Territory again. This heifer calf is just lights out, just big ribbed, maternal fronted, just like mom, maybe even a little more power than mom's got.
Oh, wow.
What's really exciting about this 28 cow is, I hate to get us off pace a little bit, but it's flip over there to lot 102 bull, and you see that was the first calf this cow's raised, and he tremendous. Just a 316 son that we can get into later, but this 102 bull is for real. He's a purebred bull kind of quality that can be a herd sire kind of deal for a lot of programs, but this 28 cow is just an elite prospect of the sale, in my opinion. If you're there at our sale, make sure you go in the pen that 28's in. I really think a lot of this cow and this cow family.
Better just plan on spending quite a bit of time looking through these, you think?
Oh, yeah. The quality is deep. Just because they're number whatever in the book doesn't mean anything in this offering, because it is maybe the deepest offering of females we've ever offered.
Right. We got the lot 30, the Isabel.
Oh, man. Yeah. Kind of a different division. Direct daughter of Y69 by 1682. She's a joint venture cow. We've got some really good partners on this cow. Josh Krause at K Farms and the KL3 farms there in Missouri. This cow just does it all. I mean, she's got the cow family. She's got the numbers to back it up. If you do a lot of sorts for proven dams with these kind of figures, and she'll show up pretty quick through the EPD sorts and things. But throw the EPDs out of the picture, this is a good cow.
Yeah.
She's just flat good.
Right.
Good footed, good uddered, real balanced hipped. I love these 1682s and the look he puts into them. The functionality she's got, the power she's got. She's just big boned and just transmits quite a bit of genomic capability too to her progeny. This is a big time donor here, and we've done quite well with this cow.
Right, and you talk about the genetic ability that she has and how stout she has. We'll look right across the page there on the 30B, and she's the highest numbered female that we've got in the book.
Yeah, this would be the highest dollar C female we'd offer in the deal, and another half interest with the option deal here. But we feel like this No Doubt female may be the best female we've produced out of E239. 97 on weaning, 173 at a year. 0.83 on marbling, over a 1 on ribeye, $202 B and 348, and then she's built like a truck. I mean, you don't find many females with this kind of rib shape, this kind of true muscle, with those kind of figures. This one's definitely an elite level kind of female that can put you generations ahead with what all she combines.
Right, absolutely agree there. You want to talk a little on the lot 32?
Yeah, so 32 would start a cow family as we highlight ladies. 1333 would be a private treaty purchase we would have purchased from Chad Ellingson at Ingram Angus. 32 would be a direct daughter of that cow by playbook, and this female would have had a full sister that would have sold to EZ Angus in California back in a couple sales ago. But this 1333 cow just gets it done with. When you talk about combining phenotype with elite kind of caliber EPDs and keeping them real world, 1333 would be one of the cows that you'd go to if somebody gave me that scenario, what they were looking for. So not really a wide known cow family, so to speak, but when we'd kind of done our research on there with Chad and Stetson and Ellingson's, when we were kind of looking through some of the cows there, there'd be possibilities to purchase from them that had kind of produced a couple herd sires that they had used and seen progeny from even those herd sires and progeny from these donors. And 1333 is just one of those cows that doesn't miss.
Yeah, and she's got a couple progeny in here, and her influence kind of goes through the next few lots there. Yeah,
the 33s would be out of a 7053 cow that we had flushed by No Doubt back to 1333, and then 34 would be a No Doubt directly out of 1333. So a bred heifer that's kind of checks all the boxes, over $300 C, high on dollar B, and just real balanced and just a tremendous female, bred back to iconic. So I just think of the genetic merit that's going to be in that mating.
Right, and we roll on with Ellingson here. Stay with that breeding here in the lot 35 as well.
Yeah, here's another classifies my favorites.
We got it narrowed down to what, 15?
Yeah, kind of the front half of the book, basically, all the females. But this 2181 Bell's Girl cow family would have come to us as a pick of the cow herd from Ellingson's that we would have purchased. Oh, I guess the years get away now. I guess that would have been 2018.
Mm-hmm.
That we would have done that and then made the pick in 2019. 2181, anybody's followed Ellingson's bull sale would have produced many top-selling bulls there. But I went to Ellingson's to find a young donor that kind of built up from out of Ellingson's and just couldn't figure out which one to go with. There were so many choices there within Chad's herd, but many of them were direct daughters of 2181.
Mm-hmm.
There was a flush of advanced daughters, which one of those advanced daughters that was in that mix would have produced since then Ellingson Badlands, which is a really popular bull that may have been the top selling bull in last year's bull sale that I know they've used extensively there at Ellingson's. But 2181 kept showing up, and of even the ET calves. I mean, there was a flush of Rider Prides directly out of 2181 that was just drop dead good out of this cow. And I kept going back. Well, she's 8 years old. She's blah blah blah. We got a nursing home already of donor cows.
Right.
We just tend to find these old proven cows, and that's kind of what we want, is kind of pick something that we know's got a proven pathway. So that's kind of how the cow come to us, was the pick of the herd.
Mm-hmm.
And this Profound daughter is tremendous. She's built just like her mother. Long spine, big bodied, maternal necked. I love how she moves out on her feet and legs, and she's really, really functional, really balanced set of EPDs, and kind of different. Everybody's kind of chasing the same rabbit, so to speak, with the pedigrees of this day and time. I think this cow family's got a whole lot of merit. It kind of goes along the same lines we've done with this 1333 cow family. Injects tremendous phenotype with a really balanced, functional set of EPDs that a guy can move forward with. And we feel like this 1131 heifer can kind of go on and be the same thing that her mother and her sisters have done there for Ellingson's.
Mm-hmm. So, half interest in that one.
Yeah, she's one of those deals that we'd love to work with somebody with on and kind of make this one famous, because I think she's got that kind of value.
Mm-hmm. Right. Jump over to the 37. We go into the Ritas here on these.
Yeah, I keep talking about all these Prosny's mothers, but I believe you got to stack good cows on top of each other, and you never miss that way. So that's kind of why I do that. But another no doubt daughter, but out of 64, 66, that another young donor that kind of made her way. This cow's just made a tremendous flush out of these no doubt 64, 66. In our spring sale, a full sister would have sold for $50,000 up to our friends there with Dustin Kittle there at Columbia Springs. This 0467 heifer is just powerfully built, big-bodied, got a tremendous look to her. You look at the figures on her, she's over $300 C, $168 B. I love the balance in her phenotype and her EPDs. I think you never go wrong with balance and cattle with look and tremendous power like this one has. And I just see this one headlining somebody's program and really moving forward with this female. She's going to make a tremendous donor for somebody.
Right. Yeah, and the cow family influence goes on through that lot 37 with A and B.
Yeah, these enforcers, man, they got some look to them out of this cow. I mean, really balance made, big bodied, balance tipped. Again, just 64, 66 is a cow that I believe in, and many people that tour find this cow and they say, who is that? And we kind of tell the story, but we would have purchased 64, 66 as a bred heifer from Crazy K. Actually, on the day that David and Jamie got married, I was over there at the Crazy K sale while they were at their wedding, and I was kind of pumped up about this heifer. And I mean, she kind of hit me hard when I first saw her, and I was calling Ord and David and telling them how good this one was. Hoped that we could afford her, and we were able to that day, and sure glad we did, because she's just been a flat good producer.
Right. We roll on more with some Ritas and got Deer Valley thrown in here just a little bit on some of these.
Yeah, like 38, was a tremendous hometown, a female with some balance and some power out of a young power play donor that we think a lot of, back to 50, 63, and and back to 1564. But this female would be close ranking to one of the higher numbered ones in the sale, over a 1.3 marbling deal there, over a one on ribeye, and was it $336 C?
Yeah.
And have that much look. I mean, that's what we want. If we're going to breed a high EPD one, we want them to have some look to them.
Right.
And I think this 9016 female has done us a good job with this hometown heifer here in 38.
No doubt heifer here in the lot 40.
Yeah, another one that you got to talk about the cow before you talk about the heifer, because she's anchored by a tremendous female. 5426 is a flush sister to the Tex Playbook bull.
Mm-hmm.
Just a cow that produced tons of embryos for us, and we've done well with 5426. But this no doubt heifer is pretty special. Another one over a one on marbling, $320 C. This one's just flat good too. When you start picking her apart, phenotypically, you don't find many holes. She's big bodied, tons of muscle, and really maternal fronted. No doubt daughter that's moderate on birth weight. Sometimes those kind of test up pretty high, but this one's pretty balanced all the way throughout. So I think this one will be one that the guys will find here with the figure she's got and the quality behind this one.
No doubt's doing a nice job in the sales across the country as well, topping a lot of those sales.
Yeah, definitely a huge customer success, kind of a bull there that Altus put out.
Mm-hmm. Right. Better talk about the Dooley here in the lot 41.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about a truck. This one's a truck. Just powerfully built, big, bold hip, balanced, level hip, bred back to Iconic. So, that'll be an exciting mating. As big and powerfully made as she is, I think that'll blend right in real good on her. And another maternal sister of hers, another no doubt, but another high marbling heifer. Really high dollar C female that the guys will find when they start sorting these things out. She's got a tremendous power and look to her as well.
Mm-hmm. Right. Roll on through the black caps. We got a little more back through here in the 40s, the 44s.
Yeah. One we better go back to is this 42 heifer.
Okay. Yep.
That power play heifer directly out of 8198. 8198 was a female that we would have purchased from EZ's there in California. Another big time marbling female over a $314 C. Mm-hmm. So these power plays have been really good. They're a lot of deep centered body to them. They're making really good cows. The ones we have wet are tremendous uddered. I really like this 42 heifer quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Where do you want to go now? Just let you keep leading them.
I think these lady cow family, like in the 45 deal.
Right.
116 would be one of them breed icon kind of cows. And we were fortunate enough to kind of get her out of the very first Lynn sale.
Right.
That Fred and Glenn would have had. I think she was a lot one female that year we bought her. Mm-hmm. But starting out, that cow family, we couldn't do it any other way but with these 116 progeny. Mm-hmm. And this jet black female, boy, she's, if you like them with high phenotype, man, she's one that'll hit you hard. Mm-hmm. This 45 heifer is tremendous. Bred back to Iconic. So calve out early, you get a tremendous prospect there in that, and then you can go right away to flushing on her.
Yeah.
Then 45A and B are just two tremendous ET calf prospects that won by Iconic. So that's exciting, and that is a tremendous calf. I mean, just a lot of early growth, big top. Stout made one there, and same in this identified. That identified semen's hard to get, and it's sought after, and rightly so. They got tremendous pattern to them, and I think identified on top of 116, the pattern 116 puts in these cattle is like a cow like no other. She just does it every time, and I think if you dig through these progeny, you'll see the impact that 116's making on our herd, because she flat gets it done. Mm-hmm. I'd strongly encourage you not to overlook these young ET calves, 45A and B, because they are some of the top prospects of the sale, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Right, and with a genetic background to go through them. Yeah, I knew we wanted to hit those ladies. I didn't want to skip over them because I knew Glenn was going to have us if we.
Yeah, he'd get his feelings hurt. He'd get his feelings hurt, but it's rightly so. I mean, this lady deal. It keeps putting them out, powerful phenotype, powerful numbers, and just tremendous cows.
Right.
And, 45C is another no doubt female, but this 0507 one, she's one guys are going to find. Just almost the one on marbling, right at $300 C. She's got the recipe for somebody to go next level with that one. This 45C heifer is tremendous. The 46, I mean, as far as phenotype, I don't know how you'd draw one up any better. She'd be a 116 granddaughter by 8210, which 8210 come to us there through Lentz, through one of the foundation fundraiser deals that Orden was supporting, and boy, we got a heck of a female out of that deal. The 8210 would have went to Wall Street as a selection out of our very first production sale. But that Dooley female is tremendous. Big bodied, big hipped, bred right back to rawhide with sexed heifer semen. So guys will get a really good package right there in that one.
Absolutely. We'll go over to the lot 47 here, 47 to 48. Good page there as well.
47, what I was saying is it goes right back to 116 again. But by the 7131 would be another one of the top pay weight 1682 females that we'd have there. She'd be a joint venture female that we'd own with Frank Brumfield there at Brumfield Angus, and now Kevin Gallagher would be there assisting Frank in his program. But 7131 is one of our favorite cows as far as this lady cow family goes. Just tremendous body, tremendous maternal look, tremendous growth. This 47 heifer just is built just like her mother, just powerfully built. We're going to have a tremendous udder under her, bred right back to exemplify. So Glenn would be real happy with us on that. But
Absolutely.
This 47A deal, this identified, again, we kind of chose to go back and acquire some of that semen and had some particular cows to use it on, and 7131 would be one of those cows we kind of had thought about on that. But that heifer 47A, she's just got cow written all over her. High marbling cow, minus birth weight female, so kind of unique in that aspect, but a lot of mating flexibility there. Moving forward with her will be really, really something to keep an eye on at 47A. In the same cow family, this 48 deal, we would have just updated this 7801's picture, and we didn't have that picture taken when we put the catalog together, but I mean, she just knocked it out of the park. She come in there and it took like a minute and a half to get. It was just one of those deals, meant to be kind of things. But I think she's one of the strong lady cows that we have. This iconic calf, it'll go into play on her genomic EPDs this Friday, and I've already seen the rankings, and it'll be one to watch because I think she can hit it pretty good. So don't miss this 48 deal because it's out of one of our top cows and iconic. It's knowing the things he's doing, it's going to be an exciting day when we see what she does on Friday. So,
and you keep talking about don't worry about where they're lotted at because there's good ones all the way through. We got Henrietta Prides back here in the 50s. How do you do that?
You can't deny the Henrietta Pride and what they've done, and the 50 and 50A deal. 1625 ranks as the number one a ribeye cow in the breed, and a cow that puts a ton of look into her prosody and produced top-selling females for us, the dam of these heifers. It's just a cow doesn't miss. A cow puts a lot of numbers and a lot of look in them. So she kind of qualifies to me as one of the high-ranking cows of our lineup that puts the numbers and the phenotype right where you want them to be.
Shoot, look at the ribeyes in those two, in the 50 and the 50A. 122, 129.
Yeah, that hometown, she's over a 1 on marbling and over a 1 on ribeye. Cavanese package, and what else could you ask for? 643T, kind of anchoring the whole deal right there in the background. So that's kind of a no-brainer.
Right. And we finished with those Henrietta Prides here. As far as that section of the sale.
Yeah, that division, there's plenty to talk about, and we did skip over some lots that deserve some time, but I hope that's a representation of the depth of the production in females. But yeah, it's a tremendous offering.
Right. and you guys want to be able to serve everybody. Because you've got tremendous females up front. We got some tremendous bulls that we're going to talk about here in the back, and you guys have a show heifer division as well.
Yeah, that's something we started doing. There's so much phenotype that we've built into some of these cows that we kind of said, you know what, we can make some really competitive show heifers. And so that's kind of what we've done, and we've been selling some of these on Angus Live, on some online sales, and we've had tremendous success with doing that. And we had quite a few springborns this time, so we thought, we might as well make a division in the book and kind of let guys see these things in person while they're on the place, and that's kind of how all that played out. But here's 5 prospects that I think could go and compete at any level. Whatever division that you want to show in, these things are halter broke. Their hair is in good order, but what's really unique is they can do all that. And then, most of these things are anchored by some pretty outstanding cow families. So when their show career is over, you've got something to kind of make you another one out of, and potentially make some bread and owns for some families. And, we've been doing that with my son and things here at home and been real successful with that. But Oren's made the commitment that we want to, if you're in the Angus business, then Ingram Angus can be a source for you.
Right.
And never do we take any division lightly, and we've got tremendous confidence that families can come get these things and go compete, because we put a lot of time and effort in planning these matings and selecting these cows that they're out of. And I think there's tremendous quality in these females.
And I like what you said. You can turn around and make cows out of them, because we're not talking about unknown cows. We're talking about the Elbas and the Donnas and the Henrietta Prides and the Ritas. I mean, you show heifers out of those, and these guys take them home, show them, and turn them out.
You'll notice we've used some of these extension daughters, and not only have we used them with success and making tremendous phenotype. I know like Cal Conley in Oklahoma has used that bull and been successful and sold some really high selling females out of that. So I think there's some pedigrees here that deserve some look, and again just have tremendous phenotype and can be on the competitive edge at whatever level you want to take them to.
Right. Another division you guys have, you got a heck of a bull lineup here that we need to take a little look at here in the Lot 59. We start out with an America.
Yeah, this set of bulls is tremendous, and we got all these donors and a lot of these direct sons, and there's bulls in here that qualify for make herd sires for purebred breeders, whether you're Angus, Angus, or whatever breed you're in. There's some really high quality bulls selling, and this 59 is right out of the queen herself, 8961, direct son of America. Big powerhouse bull here. He's moderate framed. He's probably a 5.5, 6 kind of bull, but he's just got tons of mass, tons of body, tons of real red meat, like I like to see in a true herd bull. Just huge testicled. This bull he hits a lot of home runs for me, both off of pedigree, line bred, black cap May. Never hurts to have a shot of 075. So you can just imagine the females he's going to make, but you can look at him and see, boy, he's a man among men. He's just that good, in my opinion. But it'll be interesting. He's already got the commercial of Jesse James and Outlaw being his maternal brother, but he's sired by America, which could be next level that the industry hadn't discovered yet.
Right.
He's quite a unique individual.
Right. Absolutely. And we got another one here, the Lot 63 in this black cap May set.
Yeah, there's a flush of these brothers. There's 4 of these, 60 through 63, that just shows the consistency that we strive to produce. 1442, as I mentioned when I was talking about the Lot 10 heifer, she just doesn't miss, and it doesn't mean just on females. I mean, the bulls are just outstanding too, but 61, 62, and 63 are all just powerfully built, big topped, huge, deep flanked. It's just hard to describe how good these bulls are. If you see the videos there, they're just tremendous. The 60 bull maybe a little bit more like Mom, a little longer necked, longer spine kind of bull, but just tremendous. But 63 is the one that I probably favor the most of the flush, but they're all just a tremendous flush of bulls.
More Americas here, 64 through 66.
Yeah. I mean, America's done us a good job, and 64 would be out of 0491. The dam of SAV Catalyst and West River, both bulls at Gen X, so maternal brother to those bulls, and the 66 would be out of a direct daughter of 714 by Resource, and boy, he's a really good individual too. So yeah, these America sons have just done really well for us.
We got some territories here in this flush.
Yeah, this 67, 68 deal, territory is out of one of the old Madam Pride cow families. 82, 83 is just a Bismarck cow. It doesn't miss. Done a heck of a job with those individuals. 69, you can't go without talking about him. He's just tremendously big topped, very expressive and muscle expression, big testicles. He's out of the lot too, damn. So it just kind of shows you the quality throughout. No matter what she's made it to, she just stamps those prosody.
Right.
72 would be another one I'd point out. Be a direct son of the 506 cow that was a lot one purchase from Voss Angus in the spring sale. Kind of a Cavanese type bull, just really long spined, big testicled, heavy muscled. So far was a Cavanese kind of high elite kind of herd sire prospect. He had kind of hit the mark for the Cavanese version.
Right. Absolutely. I agree on that one. I want to go back here to the 70s, 74, 77. We got some emblems here. Rainfall.
Yeah. The emblems, a bull with a little more scope, a little more look to them. So if you're looking to inject some performance, maybe increase frame score just a little bit, these bulls would flat do it. And all these bulls are from top cows. All of them are donor cows, product of the ET program, and just high quality bulls there. So.
Good mating. On those. Again, we talked about a Hoover No Doubt, a couple of those earlier, and how much storm they're making here on the industry. We got some No Doubts here on 78 through 80.
Here's a really special division of this bull sale, the 78 through 80. All these, I feel, are kind of unique individuals, being more on the moderate birth weight side of being No Doubt sons, and back out of that 64, 66 cow that spoke about being the cow that we found at Crazy K and the bred heifer division there in that sale. Really unique, high marbling, high dollar seek with a lot of grow. All that being said, that's all great. But then when you look at them, they're big bodied, heavy, expressive muscle dimension in these bulls. Excellent feet, and I love the testicle size in all three of these bulls. I think all three of these bulls are really high caliber, purebred candidates that they could go on and make moves for other programs.
Right. What other bulls we got we need to talk about as we go back through here?
Kind of a power-packed offering. Probably need to mention this 81 bull, be a direct son of the E239 plus one. The cow's feature is lot 30. That's a really powerful bull. If you need to inject some more growth, more size, this bull kind of checks a lot of marks for EPDs and just a tremendous prospect. 82 and 83 are both a pair of flush brothers. We got many flush brothers and maternal brothers in this offering for guys wanting to put together these brothers to go out and breed their herds with, to make consistent feeder calves with. But these bulls are by the 1333 cow by plus one. Another prospects to inject tremendous growth and carcass traits into their programs. 84, another highlight lady cow. It goes back on the bottom side, 7865. Another high marbling Cavanese type bull there. Just a tremendous set of these plus one bulls there in them four prospects. Probably mention that we do have a set of these 20-month-old bulls. They kind of pick up here, page 67, so lot 86. So we do have some age advantage bulls for guys maybe turning them out on bigger groups of cattle or needing to cover more ground. But we do have some older bulls to offer in this offering. So
we always get calls in the fall. These guys needing these bigger bulls for cows, and we're usually out, but there's a lot of market for those bulls here in the fall and the bigger bulls. So
Yeah, yeah.
Let's not finish this up before we talk about the 102 bull.
Yeah, 102, he's a pretty special candidate. This bull, he's close to the top, if not the top bull we've raised at Ingram Angus. I love this, how square hipped, how wide pinned he is, how big footed he is, but in the Cavanese package, he's so good in his front 1/3. I love how deep and massive he is. Hopefully the video's playing there and you see how sound he is, how sound made, and how he gets out and moves, and those hocks are flexing. And you study the cow, you study the pedigree. I really feel like this bull's just pretty special. And this bull, I think, will be a breed true. These 316s have been really consistent for us. We've had huge success with 316 back across many matings, and I feel like this bull here is one of the true breeding bulls that we've been able to produce here at Ingram Angus.
Yeah, absolutely. What a good one there, Jason. Anything else? Anybody else that maybe we skipped over? Anything else we need to hit on?
We could go on and on. I mean, 103 is a huge candidate by stunner, and so is 104 is another one of my favorites. Back out of the same cow that made the lot 12 heifer. I'm sure we've missed something as far as being a highlight, but if there's anything we can do for anybody to help assist, or if you have questions, we're one of those people where we're really good 101. If you want to call us, we're willing to talk about any of these cattle, and want to put every customer in their best foot forward as far as selecting the right genetics for their programs. And we want to see our genetics be successful in the programs. And that's one thing we strive, is we want to service our customers and see that every investment, every dollar spent is spent in the right places at Ingram Angus.
Right. Yeah, and you guys have gone out and as we've talked, brought in some very, very, very top-notch Angus genetics and Angus cattle that, again, now you're going to turn around and offer these and offer a great set here on November 12th there in Linville, Tennessee. So, Jason, man, what a program you guys have. What a sale you guys have lined up here, and man, just really want to wish you luck here on November 12th.
Well, I appreciate it, and thanks for having us on. And been something I've been wanting to do for a couple of years, and appreciate you helping me out with doing this. I'm definitely not a public speaker, so.
No. And I appreciate it. Yeah, what did we try? Was it last year or something? I don't know. We tried one or two times, and every time I got a hold of you, I'm on an airplane or getting on an airplane. Or I
find myself in these airports pretty regularly here lately. But yeah, it was. I think our timeline was kind of short on that deal, and sure glad we got to put it together this time, because boy, it's a pretty special offering in my opinion. Right. Maybe the best we've put out so far. So.
Absolutely. Can't go wrong going down there to Linville, Tennessee on November 12th. So, again, Jason, appreciate it, man. Want to wish you luck on the sale, and thank you for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
And we want to thank you for listening to another edition of Before the Bid podcast. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Before the Bid. For more information and to learn more about upcoming podcasts and sales, visit us at beforethebid.podbean.com or Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram pages. For information on being a guest on Before the Bid, please email us at beforethebid@gmail.com or one of our social media pages. Remember, that's beforethebid@gmail.com. Happy sales to you, and we will talk to you next time on Before the Bid.